Men awakening in space, and because of the loss of their boat, he rushed to the driver's office to control the boat. It is only good to depart, and the selection of the most recent planet could be accidentally damaged by the destruction of stone to enter the atmosphere. Men driving trips prior to the crash caused by the speed of the shell, the male side took the floor in the past. When he sobered, he would have been able to do so. Abdominate is circulated by a piece of iron, and she is uprooted from it to find high-technology nanomaterials and temporarily dressed. Protection access to sleep, where it has been found to be too long shattered, and access to instruments shows that all sleepers have lost their lives. He arrived the weapons bank with a long-term gun, intends to go out to find and see that there is no survivors. When he opens the list of bunkers, he is in a position to work. Marshlands. What is more desperate is the body of the marshes bleeds of their peers, who were caught in the crash and who continues to live in the past. A post-mortem companion, however, a blank space for each trans person, with one body taken into the water without finding an envelope. Men's main protagonists, who have taught the family about protection, have found that there is no room for pedophilia, and he wants to resolve himself. However, the daughter is still growing for his daughter. He does not intend to abandon it easily and decides to travel to another 30 kilometers to search for a major boat, where it is estimated that there may be escapes for discussion. On the eve of heavy rain, on the way, a single word was opened, a handicap was opened, and a stadium was shelled. Men are aware that this is not suitable for long periods of time. Separation of a boat. He strove to open her doors, in the face of normal operating instruments, to show that small girls can enter into passwords, but it cannot start. He was a girl who had been hit by a gun and then left behind. This is his footstep. Highlights the footprint. He was caught in mind. He has nothing to think of this planet, a planet of 6 or 5 million years ago, the planet of the Earth, as it was. This is one of the horror's hegemonic planet. In order to be safe, men will only be able to return to their boat. Yesterday, he traveled with arms to see the ground. A huge teeth, an engine of great equity in the past, which is a staple of the planet. The death penalty may be imposed. He understood next seconds that there had been a high-temperature sulfur, the death penalty under sulfur, and the death penalty to the planet hazards. Instruments are used to detect the other half of the vessels on the top 30 kilometers of mountain. At the time of this, he saw the way down, and it is the following. Freedom of thought. This is a small dose of staple, and he fears that he will be grappling with men. Men's mainstay Mata used their guns to throw them off, taking advantage of his gun. The result is nothing less than a mere return of the naked, before he hangs in the south, where he has been left behind, and he has gone into hiding. On the other hand, he is a minor daughter. Girls have been intimidated and panic has escaped, and both of them have been sadly rolled out in the recovery process, and they have seen before them. Shooting, shocking, followed by a lifelong stream of trees that are engulfed by cradles, embarrassment, rushing girls and boys. It is up to them to catch up with another half of the boat as soon as possible, which makes his nascent circus a male owner who reaches 100 days, 2 earlier steps. In the event of dispossession, the male leader was also absent, and a man was suddenly transferred to engage in the testing of fruits. Results of testing: they pegged through trees, suddenly a mosquito stadium on the men's throws, where he was killed in power, as a result of which the blood of the mosquito was triumphed, the power of blue water. Trees are mixed. This was followed by a sudden rumor, which had been plunged into a liquor, with less girls than men. Like the result is that small girls are now working, and men are only able to work together. Governments meet, a girl who has been harassed, screamed, rushed to shatter her, and sheltered. This is when any voice will give them in danger. Beneficiary phosphorus and unconscious voices. You have also become silent on the way. They came to the west side for rest, where the male leader was dressed, and the wounds sustained had been raised, and he was afraid to speak, even if the small girl was aware of the fear. Because of the disruption of the signal of abandonment of a large aerosol, they are unable to obtain the right side. Men saw a large tree, which was reproted. On board, on the tree, open the instrument, which is fractured.